Hi, everyone. I'm Liz,
And I'm Allison,
and welcome back to Ghosts and Giggles.
the podcast. Cast. In case you were confused,
Ooh,
this isn't a cooking show, it's a
yeah,
podcast. And today we
yeah.
have a
I
very special guest. It's
we
my
do.
mom! Boogie Woogie Woogie!
Woo!
Yay! This is my
Oh, I
mom,
love him.
known as Darlene. That's her given name.
Yeah. Everyone in the comments say hi, Darlene. We
And
love
today we have
Darlene in
her
this
on,
household.
well, we stand Darlene.
We stand Darlene. We do.
So today,
No comment about it. Just full
my mom's
silence.
like, okay.
I love these
Yeah.
two. What can I say?
Thanks.
Ew, mom, that's a lot.
God.
I'm just kidding. And so today we're gonna go over and do our ghost episode a little bit differently today because my mom's gonna tell some of her own ghost stories because she has some really cool ones that I got to hear while growing up, and also literally one that happened last week.
Ooh, now that's
She
exciting.
she called me freaking out. I'm so excited for her to share all these. She has a ton
Ooh.
because her mom's house 100% haunted. 100%. Never I wouldn't sleep there. Like I'm so scared of that place.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you've
You
told
slept
me little
there.
bits and pieces about it for
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, you
But
grew
I
up there.
think this
Yeah.
is, yeah, I think this is something we might want to try to incorporate throughout the podcast is trying to do some real life stories between just like, not just real life, but like stories that are related to people in our lives. So we want to try and talk to our family members, maybe some friends, and just these might also just be integrated throughout all the different ghost episodes, so that way we can get more than just all the infamous ones. We can get some little personal touches, and I think that'll be really fun.
Yeah, definitely like friends, family, Sam and Colby, the people that are like really close to us.
Sam and Colby for sure.
For sure.
So close. For sure. What if that was like our pinnacle episode? We're like, okay, everyone, here's a ghost episode. We got Sam and Colby with us today, and we try to act normal. And then by the end of the episode, we're just like, so did the ghost tell you to like, you slip me your number or anything?
Oh my god, we're like,
I don't know.
what if they came in and we're like, what ghost stories do you have? They're like, none. And we're like, okay. And they like refuse.
None.
I've never
Oh
seen
my
a ghost.
God.
All right, sorry.
Yeah.
My mom's
Well,
like,
that would
what
be
is
really
wrong
cool.
with you guys?
Anyway.
I'm sitting here going, I think I need a
I
glass
know.
of wine.
Listeners are so
That would be such
mature.
a
We're
good
like,
way to do it.
listeners are so mature. We're like, well, we'll stick with our apple juice with a bendy straw.
I'll stick with my coffee. Anyway. Okay, well, on that note, I think we should get started into hearing some of these stories. This is gonna sound so weird for me to say because I don't call you Darlene. So, quick backstory, I call Allison's mom Mama P for their last name. So I feel like in the episode I'm not allowed to call you that because like we're professional, right? Anyway, Darlene.
That
That's
does
so
sound
weird.
weird.
It does sound weird. Mama P, if you would like to, you can either go in chronological order or you can go in whatever order feels most comfortable for you.
Well, let's start way back.
Okay.
She's bringing it way back. She's bringing it way
Way,
back.
Way back.
Way back.
All right.
So, back in like the late, probably about 1989 or so, I was living in a two-family house. This house was built like in the, I'd say, early 1900s. So it was very old. So my parents ended up buying this two-family house. So what happened was I wanted to move out of the house.
Right.
And my mom's like, okay, well, if you want to move out of the house, you can go over to this two-family. So I'm like, okay, cheap rent, I can do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, beautiful apartment, 2 bedrooms, really nice. And I'm like, okay, well, one of the rooms, because it was a little old lady that lived there. Her whole
Hmm.
family lived there since like 1930s.
Okay.
So her whole family lived there. She stayed there, and then she had to go to a nursing home, and then she passed away at the nursing home. Well, come to find out, we had one room that was shut off with like all her personal items in that second bedroom.
While my mom lived
Ooh.
there.
Yeah. So there was a lot of her things in there. So there was a lot of people that had passed away, that was in her family in that apartment. So there was one night I was sound asleep and I had a little dog
Named Spuddy.
and his name was Spuddy. He was like part chihuahua. He
Cute.
was cute.
Oh my
Wait,
Really
gosh.
cute.
backstory on Spuddy really quickly.
Yes.
Spuddy is not afraid of anything. Spuddy was
Ooh.
psycho.
Yeah.
He would bite people and he would bite and they would put their arm up and he'd be like dangling from their arm.
Yeah.
So he's not scared of
Wow.
anything.
So,
Right.
yeah. And he used to sleep with me.
Hmm.
So there was one night he just woke up like out of a sound sleep and I hear him growling. And I'm like, okay, I'm on the
Hmm.
first floor apartment. Now I'm kind of scared. It's on a main road. Decent section of the area I lived in, but sometimes it could be a little sketchy. So I was just like, oh
Right.
gosh, is this somebody in the apartment? So he woke me up out of a sound sleep because I could hear him growling a little bit. So it was dark. So I turned over and I looked at the door and I'm wide awake right now. And there's this shadow standing in the door with this no head, but a white, flowy, long dress, like probably like in the 1920s or something like that, where,
Ooh.
they wore these long dresses that,
With the
turtleneck type
collar.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no head. You just saw like the silhouette, and that was it. And I'm like,
Hmm.
oh my God, what was that? So then I flipped on the light and it was gone.
Ooh.
Nothing in the house or anything. Well, I didn't sleep the rest of the
Ooh.
night seeing that.
Yeah.
And like sometimes in the middle of the night, you'd hear like things moving.
Okay.
But then I'm thinking, then in my head, I was like, okay, there's a second floor apartment. It's probably somebody walking
Yeah.
around up there. So I didn't think much of that.
Like was it the
But
sound of like chairs like scraping against the floor
more,
or
more like plates. It was like a
oh,
clang
like
noise,
dropping a plate?
like moving them. Like if you were
Oh.
going to take one out, like of a cupboard
Hmm.
or something
Oh
like that.
no.
Yeah.
That's weird because if you're taking a plate out of a cupboard, you shouldn't be hearing that noise if you're in the downstairs apartment. Like you should only be hearing things that are on the floor. And I know
Mm,
this because I've also lived in apartments where people live above me. And the only sounds I ever hear are either like if their TV is too loud, if they're talking, or if there's like sounds of furniture scraping against the floor. It's never like more minute noises that happen more like mid to high level in the apartment, you know,
Yeah.
space.
yeah.
So that's really interesting that you would actually hear dishes being moved around.
Yeah. Well, it
Wow.
was really strange, and I don't know if it was because we had so many personal items that
Mm-hmm.
Dorothy had for years.
Dorothy was the woman that lived there
Yeah.
before.
Got
And
you.
so a lot of things were from her parents and then probably her
Right.
parents' parents.
Mm-hmm.
So it just went down from generation to generation. So,
Hmm.
the door was locked, so nobody ever went in there. So,
Right.
but it was just really weird. I was like,
So you
okay,
heard all of these noises after she had moved out?
right, yeah,
Yeah,
because
so
Oh,
she
okay.
she had passed
and then
by the
my mom
time,
moved in.
Right.
yeah,
Oh, okay. Got you.
But
Was
then
there
when she
anyone
moved
that
in, there
did live
was
above you?
Yes, it was one other girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
what
Wow.
I think is so weird because I've heard this story so many times is that like
Mm-hmm.
Spuddy, her dog, was looking at the same exact thing she was and like shaking, right? Didn't you
Right.
say
Yeah.
he was like freaking out,
Yeah. Like, I mean,
Hmm.
bolt upright. I mean, he
looking
Yeah.
just,
at the same thing?
yeah. It was like
Hmm.
really strange.
Right.
Yeah. But that
That
was like
does
the
seem
only, yeah, it's the only thing I saw. That was like the only night.
yeah.
But you never
In
felt
that
like,
apartment.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah,
I
it
remember
was,
being there a couple times when I was really little. It was just weird. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain it. It was just weird.
yeah.
It was just I think it might have just
So
been because it was old, but
Mm.
I was gonna say, do you know exactly how old the building itself was?
No, I'm not quite sure if it was built in like
Okay.
the early 1900s or like the late 1800s.
Oh, but it was old enough
Yeah,
to have been built in that time period.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Then yeah, there definitely could have been plenty of things that have gone through that house. I mean,
Mm.
it really could have been anything.
Yeah,
yeah.
because a lot of the things
Wow.
in the house were original to the house. Not many
Mm,
things were changed. You know, things were
right.
painted and things like that, but nothing was ever really changed.
So,
Right. Yeah.
sorry. So my grandma, her mom, rented this house, this like these apartments out throughout the years. I think she sold it like 10, no, 5 years ago.
Mhm.
So they would always have to go in, like her, my grandfather, or my brother, well, probably not her, and fix things. But didn't your brother say that he felt weird?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
he would always
he
Ooh.
not
didn't
want to
like
go in there?
yeah, he didn't like really being there. Like when it started
Hmm.
getting dark out, he wouldn't want to be in there. He'd always leave
Right.
before. Because he said, I always
Yeah.
felt like there was something there.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
So I
how
mean he
many
kind of
rooms
felt
were
the
in
same
this
thing.
apartment, by the way?
It was one,
I'm
two,
just curious now. I'm just kind of like
four,
asking a bunch of things.
six.
In the apartment or the
Okay.
whole thing?
Well, the whole floor, because it was
Downstairs?
the two bedrooms. And
Mm-hmm.
then there was the kitchen. Then there was like this little
Yeah.
pantry area. And then there was like a
Mm-hmm.
formal dining room area. Then there was
Ooh,
the
okay.
big living room. I mean, it was beautiful. It had French doors, all glass, going
Ooh.
from
Oh, then
the
that
dining
makes it
room.
feel even creepier, knowing
Yeah.
that it's
And
like
then
a
going into an,
pretty,
yeah. And then it had like a little sunroom too.
yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah.
That sounds like a nice space.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
that is nice.
beautiful. But it was just
Mm,
you just kind of felt creepy, you
Now,
know?
when did they
yeah.
move Dorothy's stuff out? Because I'm sure when your mom started renting it to other people, it wasn't like, well, we don't go in that room.
Yeah, I don't remember when they started moving
Because
the
didn't
stuff
you just
out.
give me a book 5 years ago that was from Dorothy?
Yeah,
It was like a old 1930s kids book.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Ooh.
think it was,
I just got
let's see.
like a little box of stuff that my mom was like, we found this at the old place when they sold it, and I was like,
Yeah, it
Hmm.
had to be late 80s when they did that, when they cleaned it out because oops. Um
you can always just push it in.
okay, I didn't even
Yeah.
feel it getting loose. There we go.
You don't have to
Um
hold it. It's okay.
yeah, because I moved to New York in 88 because we got married in 90.
I thought you said you lived there in '89.
No, I did. I moved out in 89. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
Interesting.
yeah, because I was there for like 3 years.
So you
I think.
100% think that you saw a ghost that night?
Yes. It was
Wow.
just so vivid. You
Do
know,
you do you
you
have
saw the
like an
dress.
idea of how like I know in the moment you freeze and you don't really think about like how long you're looking at this thing, but was it just like a split second? Was it like you were staring for like a little bit? Like how long do you think you
It
saw this
was a
figure?
good couple of minutes that because I just froze. I just like was laying in bed
You
going,
stood
"What
there for
is this?"
minutes looking at it?
It was like, yeah, 2 minutes. And then I'm like, you know, that when you see something that kind of freaks you out, how you just like kind of freeze and you're just laying there. It's just
That's
like,
Yeah.
where I get
okay.
that from.
But
Yeah.
usually you only see it for maybe like 1 to 3 seconds max, because that's when either like you blink your eyes and then it goes away, or like you said, you turn on a light and then it disappears. Like minutes long, that's significant though.
Yeah. It was really weird. It was so strange.
Hmm,
Yeah. I'm like, okay, good luck to whoever is in there
amazing.
now.
What
So
I
I
wonder.
know, whether it was Dorothy herself, Dorothy's mother, or
I don't think it would have
someone
been
she
Dorothy
knew.
because it was the way that they were dressed was
It
in
didn't
like,
look
And
like the right.
you had met
yeah,
Dorothy, right?
yeah,
Yeah. She was like a family friend. Didn't
Oh,
you take care of her?
yeah.
Yeah.
She ended up
so then
being
like the
like our
body
adopted
shape would have been
grandmother.
different.
Yeah, and she
Okay.
was like really
W-
tall.
What were
Mm.
the vibes? That sounds like it's a club. Like, what are the vibes? How
What were
should I
the
dress?
vibes? Like how
No, but like when you
was
saw
she
it, were you
cool?
like,
Like would you hang out with her? Would you go buy like a nice
Well,
no, like,
coffee
would
and
you go
like
bowling with her?
girl
I don't
chat?
know because she had no head.
My mom's
She
prerequisite to
didn't know
being
if the
friends.
vibes were good or bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like,
No, but
Kind of
did
want
you
to see your
feel
facial
like
expression.
this is an evil thing, this is a
oh
scary
no,
thing,
I
this is
think
a
it would have,
Yeah, did
good,
it
this is
I
feel
think it would have been,
dangerous?
no,
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 interesting.
No.
no, and I think it would have, what it was because it was like all white. The dress was like all
Mm.
white.
Did it glow?
No, it was flowy.
No. Like this figure, did it glow? Because
No.
it was the dark. It was in the middle of the. It was
Yeah,
dark,
but
right?
no, all I saw was like the figure with the dress on.
Interesting. Oh,
Yeah,
Interesting for sure.
yeah.
did you do
Wow.
drugs?
No,
Listen,
I didn't even
how can
drink.
you
I didn't even
ask
go
your
out with my
mother
friends that
that?
night.
Oh my god.
It's a new segment.
Oh my god.
The
And
drug-free
now let's talk
environment.
about getting high with Darlene.
My mom rips off her sweatshirt. It's a Dare shirt.
How long did you end up living there?
um, 2 years. Yeah, it was about two
Yeah.
years. Yeah,
You
And
got
so did
engaged there
that
too.
happen?
yeah. We got engaged there too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did That's awesome. Did that happen early into you moving in there, or was it like midway, late time?
Yeah, it was probably like midway. And
So
it's
you
Okay.
funny
had
Did
because,
to
anything
live there
else?
for like
yeah,
another year
yeah,
after seeing that?
yeah, which wasn't very
Love
comfortable.
that.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
then one night it was weird. It wasn't like a ghost story or anything, but being on a main road,
Oh no, I hate this
uh,
one. I know which one.
and it was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and somebody's ringing my doorbell. Yeah,
Oh God.
so that was just like,
No.
and then as soon as the dog started barking, they left.
Oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
not the one I
So,
thought. Okay.
oh, you're talking about the gun one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that was another one. So I was getting ready for work because I had to be at the
I'm
hospital at the time.
sorry.
Yeah. So I took the dog out for a walk, and this is so, it was not funny, but it was weird. So there was bushes in front of the house, like really tall ones. So I was rounding the
Mm-hmm.
corner to take the dog out,
Mm-hmm.
and this guy comes up to me and he goes, I need to use your phone. I need to go into the apartment and use your phone because I was just robbed by gunpoint. So I'm like, no, you're not coming into my apartment. I said, I will call the police for you. So I went back into the apartment, called the cops. The cops came. Meanwhile, I'm like, okay, I am getting late. I have to be at the hospital at 7. So got the dog settled. The cops came. I saw them like out in front of the apartment. So it's like I went out and he goes, there's no guy here. And I said, all I know is he kept walking. Instead of staying put, thinking that he
What?
he got robbed and staying where he should stay, yeah, he kept walking. So they
Oh my
found him like a
gosh.
mile down the road.
Oh, but he actually existed as a real human being. It wasn't
Yeah.
another like spirit.
Yeah.
Thank God.
No,
Okay.
no, but it was just like really weird.
That's
So
so
that's why, like
creepy.
when Bill came for
Mm.
when we got engaged, he rounded the corner with these.
Bill is Allison's father, by the way. Just need to
Yes,
clarify.
okay. And he rounded the corner near the like around the bushes, and I had the dog outside, so I'm grabbing the dog to get him in the house because I had no idea who was rounding the corner. And
Wow.
well, it was Bill with my ring. And
Yeah.
I'm like trying to get the dog in the house. I'm freaking
Yeah.
out thinking like, oh
Oh
God,
my
somebody else stepped
gosh.
on or something. Yeah.
Did this guy, not to bring it back, but like did this guy seem like he could have been on drugs or was he drunk or
Or
No,
just
that's the thing.
sketchy.
He was just sketchy. And it was really
oh.
weird.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I never like
Where
I
was
had to
this?
know. So
Where
hmm,
was this? Like what town was it?
in Waltham,
Oh,
Mass.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was just, ooh.
Yeah,
Now,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
my mom definitely has more ghost stories because I'm itching for the next one because I'm obsessed with how haunted my grandma's house is.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
so haunted because
So,
something creepy happened there too.
Yeah.
yeah. So are these stories from before or after that initial story that you just told us?
Oh, after.
After. Okay, so that
Mhm.
was your first experience then.
Right.
Most likely. Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about more. I mean, like
Oh,
yours
okay.
yours already sounds so vivid, which is
It
crazy because not many
is. I
people
mean, when
can
these things
say,
happen, it's
yeah,
weird. So
yeah.
my dad, so now we're at my mom's house.
Okay, so
Okay.
this
Still in Waltham. So I don't know if Waltham
okay.
has anything to do with
I
this.
know.
I
Maybe
swear.
we gotta look up Waltham. Maybe we gotta go there, Allison.
No, there are so many interesting places in Waltham we could ghost hunt, honestly. What was the
Mm-hmm.
Colonial Inn?
The Colonials in
Oh,
Concord.
that's in
Yeah,
Concord.
that's
And then what?
yeah.
What is the other the Hemming? No. The guy that lived on the lake.
Oh, Thoreau.
Yes, Thoreau. Thank you.
If I'm saying that right.
Henry
Um,
David Thoreau.
yeah, his cabin's there. Not in Waltham, it's in the
Hmm.
town next. Or maybe two
Got
towns.
you.
But my grandma's house is the house that my
Mm-hmm.
mom grew up in as well. You lived there most of your life, right? You moved to
Yeah.
there when you were like 5,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my mom's had lived there until like you were how old?
Well, when I moved out to the two family,
Yeah.
what was I? Like 25.
Okay. So she lived there from when she was 5 to 25, and my grandma still lives there, so she visits every week. I just sneezed.
Sorry, everyone.
So, yeah. So, anyway, I'll start like upstairs. So, this thing keeps coming up.
No worries. All
So,
right.
my dad passed away in 2013.
Okay.
So, upstairs, it just feels like really weird. It's just,
Like
it doesn't,
heavy.
yeah, it just doesn't feel good, you know?
Yeah.
So, I was up there because sometimes my mom she had surgery, so I'd stay with her, for a
Mm-hmm.
few days to make sure she's good. And so that time I was upstairs sleeping, and I said, well, I don't want to sleep in her bed. She's like, well, sleep in the back bedroom, but that's where my dad actually passed away. So I was just like, can't do it. So I had my air mattress. I put it on the floor in my mom's room. Well, the first
Mm-hmm.
night I was good and nothing. So the second night, though, oh my gosh, I kept feeling that there was something at the door, just like looking at me. And I'm like,
Nope.
there was like nothing there, but it was like it was just like shadows. And I'm like, okay, is that
Mm.
kind of like my dad? You know, it didn't feel evil or anything, but it was just strange. So I said, okay, you know, the next night I'm going downstairs. I just can't do this. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try sleeping in the bed. Maybe that will be better.
The downstairs bed.
No, upstairs in my mom's room.
Oh, okay.
So,
Mind you, she has a bunch of dolls, so you have to move all these dolls.
yeah, she's got so many
Mm.
dolls. And it was the same thing the next night. It was just like I didn't sleep all night because I just kept feeling that there was somebody looking at me in the doorway.
Wow.
So I was just
You
like,
never saw anything though, right?
no, it's just like shadows, kind of like
Mm.
shadows. It was just weird. So, you know, my mom had said that like years ago, you know, the house isn't that old. I think it was built in like 1950 or something like that. So she said that there was a priest that stayed at
Mhm.
the house.
And
So he was in the basement and they made a room down there for him and everything, the family before us. And the story was that he had passed away down there.
Mhm.
So I don't know if that was true or not. So I never really looked into it. So,
but this basement, this mom, you just gotta
Oh,
keep it in your
absolutely.
ear.
what happened
I
to it?
I don't know where it
absolutely
went.
hate
Here, I
that
found it.
though. Oh
Found it.
my
Sorry.
God.
This basement is so creepy, Liz. It is the creepiest thing I've ever
I
experienced in my life. I
well,
would
think
rather go to
about
the
it.
Lizzie Borden basement
Oh my
than go
God.
in that basement. I've had the
But
creepiest things happen to me.
think about like if a priest actually lived down in that basement, like I mean, people use priests as a mean of like exorcism and blessing over dark energies or spirits. Like the things that could have somehow been attached to this guy, if he ever involved himself with that, which can't guarantee every single priest ever does that, but like just like the amount of like energy that a priest could even just harness potentially is insane. So in the afterlife, if that was a thing where they would have attached themselves to that location still, oh my God.
Yeah, it's just, and like, you
Ooh,
know,
I just got shivers.
nothing's really happened down there, but it's really weird because like I'm fine going down there during the day, you know,
Yeah.
doing laundry and stuff when I had to go down there. But there was
Hmm.
times at night, like I'd have to go down and put the laundry in the dryer or whatever, and I never felt comfortable down there. And you know, the basements
Yeah.
are kind of like, you know, half of it is like a finished, and half of the other half was my dad's workshop area.
Okay.
So it's not like a dingy basement. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So
I know what you mean. Our
yeah.
basement at my parents' house is like completely unfinished. When I was a little kid and I would like have to go down there, we have like the string pull lights. And so like
Hmm.
we have to pull the string to turn it on and off. And every time I'd have to turn off the last light, I would book it up the stairs because I always thought there was like a dragon down there or something that was gonna kind of like chase me. So it's like the unfinished basements will always have that awful feeling with them. But
Mm,
it's weird that half of this basement is finished and you still feel awful going down there.
yeah.
The
It's more like at
Like,
night. Like during the
yeah.
day, you know, it's okay.
Are there
But
windows? Are
windows.
there windows? Are there windows down in the basement?
yeah, yeah. So it's pretty
Like
bright.
the tiny ones?
There's full ones, like where the
Oh,
finished is.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, got
Really?
you.
Yeah, well, they're bigger than like the tiny
Right, but they're
ones.
still
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're smaller.
tiny-ish.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they're like littered with little
Interesting.
dolls.
Yeah.
They're
Well, my mother puts them
Ooh.
there because she said that if
everywhere. There's
anyone
dolls.
breaks in, she'll hear them fall over. Well, she can't hear anything.
I guess that kind of
So,
makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
Wouldn't you hear someone breaking a window over a plastic doll falling down
Yeah.
that is this big.
Yeah. But that's my mom.
Right.
So
Not to sidetrack, but I've had something happen in that basement.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you remember this. I swear by this. When I was 4, 5, or 6, I was down in the basement playing because my grandfather had a workshop down there. We would make birdhouses, so I would always go down there. And like, do you know? So there's like when you take a right, there's like a little closet area and storage. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Christmas tree room.
The Christmas tree room, apparently. Yeah, it would have all
Yeah.
the Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
Mm.
I went in there and I swear I kept walking in and out, trying to get out to go upstairs
I remember
for
that.
4 or 5 hours.
Mm.
And then I got out and you were like, you've been down here for 5 minutes. What are you talking about? And I was like, Mom, I swear I was down here for 4 to 5 hours going in a loop, not able to get upstairs. And you were like, no,
There's a
you're
word for
5.
that.
But to this
I
day,
can't
I
remember.
remember how stressed I was, screaming, crying, trying to get someone to notice me. And then I finally like ran into my mom and it stopped. And you were like, no, it's been 5 minutes. And I was like, no, I've been down here for like 4 to 5 hours. I gotta pee now. Do you remember
Mhm.
that?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember
vaguely.
me being little and saying
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. I know,
That
but
was
where
weird.
was Papa?
He wasn't down there.
Oh.
I was down there like wandering around because I used to go to his workshop even when he wasn't in it.
Oh.
I think
okay.
he was outside gardening.
No.
But like I used to go downstairs and look at all the birdhouses he made because he would hang them up.
Mm.
But then I would just got bored and started like wanting to go through the storage stuff
Yeah.
because I would do that sometimes.
No,
But
there's definitely a word for like the specific experience you had, and I don't remember what it is, but there's like, I don't know if you're getting, it's not some kind of paradox, is it? I
I
don't
have
know,
no
but there's
idea.
like I know this is a thing because I've heard about it before, but I don't remember where. You could not ask me to tell you for the life of me. But there's a thing where if you walk into certain places, there's a chance that you can either travel into another dimension or you can be stuck in a loop like this where you're just doing the same thing over and over. And that's the craziest part is that it does feel like it could be hours or days for you, but in actual time reality of our world, it's minutes or
Yeah.
seconds. And
And
oh my
I
God, I
will
can't
not
believe you
go over
experienced
there.
that.
I will not go over there because I'm so scared I'm gonna get stuck again. Like,
Yeah.
and I wasn't like, I mean, I'm an only child, so it wasn't like I'm playing with anyone.
Yeah.
Like, I just like it's not a thing that I would pretend, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I would much rather just sit and watch people talk. Like, it's an only child thing.
Yeah.
But you've had more experiences happen in the
Oh,
house,
yeah.
especially recently.
Yeah. So recently, since my mom has like caregivers at the house now, I put cameras in. So we have
Mm-hmm.
3 different areas of the house that have cameras. Well, there's days that when you look at the camera at night, which I always check her before I go to bed, that you will see orbs just floating around. Like one night I saw 4. There was just in the den, and then like sometimes I'll flip over to the living room and
Mm-hmm.
I'll see them there too. And then one time I saw one like go up the stairs, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And
Whoa.
it's not like where she sits in her chair at night. You can't see car lights, through
Mm-hmm.
that window because there's too many trees and stuff. So I'm thinking, oh, they
Interesting.
might be car lights or something. But the way that they are, and they're white, they just come, they circle around,
Mm-hmm.
and they go. It's the weirdest thing.
It's freaky. I've seen it a
Whoa.
couple times.
Yeah.
It's freaky.
And it's
Ooh.
not every night. It's like, but when you see it, you'll see
Mm-hmm.
it like 3 or 4 times during that
And
night.
it's not dust.
Yeah. It's really weird
Yeah.
because, and there's always like 3, which is strange.
And they're kind of
Hmm.
brightish.
Yeah.
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 Did you say you see them in person or on a camera?
On the camera. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
Mm,
because I know how like those cameras work because they'll be
right.
bright and then they'll click and then they'll
Mhm.
be not so bright. So when I see them, the camera's just recording. It's not doing
Mhm.
anything funky or anything. So,
Right.
and that the way that they are, they're kind of like all over
Well,
the room. It's not like
yeah.
where the camera's focusing on.
Right.
So yeah, it's really
And the
strange.
fact that you've seen it multiple times is what I think solidifies that.
Yeah. It's like
Like
really
if you saw it
strange.
once, it'd be like, okay, you could debunk that. But it's like seeing it multiple times and doing the same sort of motions each
Hmm.
time. I don't think there's much explanation for it.
Yeah. It's really
That's
strange.
wild.
So the
Mm.
other day, this is really freaky.
This one's
So my
bad.
mom and I, bright daylight. So we're sitting there. This was on a Saturday. We're sitting there and we're just chatting. Well, my brother had brought her a crucifix, like a little small one, but like this big.
Okay.
And he put double-sided tape because when he gave it to her, Jesus fell off. So he got a piece of like
Mm.
double-sided tape and put it on so he would
Right.
stick to it. So
Mm-hmm.
my mother and I are sitting there talking, and then all of a
Wait,
sudden,
where is it?
over near the TV.
Yeah.
Hung up.
No, it's on a little pedestal
Oh,
type
okay.
thing. So it's only like this big. So
Okay.
it sits
It sits
on her
on.
TV stand.
Okay.
So there's nothing there. It's not
Mm-hmm.
near her heater or anything because she's got forced hot air.
It
So it
couldn't be
wasn't.
shaking to fall off. Yeah.
No. So what happened was we were sitting there talking. All of a
Mm-hmm.
sudden, the Jesus comes off, flies up in the air. No kidding, flies up in the air, comes down, hits the table, and then ends up like a foot away from the table, like a foot. And my mother's like, excuse my French, what the hell is that? And I'm like, I said, did you just see that happen? And she goes, yeah. She goes, that was weird. She goes, it flew up in the air. Because normally, if something was to fall, it would just fall forward and end up back on the table because it was pushed in a little bit from the edge of the table. But this like flew up, hit the table, and then went about a foot. It was, and she saw the whole thing. So I start blessing myself. So I told her, I said, you better do some praying.
Did you get your holy water?
No, I got to bring that down next time.
Oh,
Yeah.
my mom always has
Wow.
holy water.
Yeah.
But she called me that day
Honestly,
freaking out.
It was so weird. I've never seen, my mother even said it, and my mother doesn't believe in that stuff. And she's just like, I have never seen that before. Because she was talking to
wow.
me and she was looking at me, so
Ooh.
she was looking the other way. So I didn't think she saw what happened. But she goes, I did. She goes, it went flying in the air. I said, someone's trying to tell you something. Because back years and years ago when I was real little, I must
Yeah.
have this Jesus thing. So I was really
Do you
little.
mean religion?
Well,
I
no,
must have
like,
this Jesus thing. Catholicism?
Thing about Jesus that like
yeah.
speaks to me, you know?
Well,
Have
that's
you
what
heard of
I'm
this place
saying.
called church?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might
Yeah.
feel something there.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God, that's crazy.
Well, when I was real little, we weren't even in the house in that I grew up in. That we were over again at another two family, and I had a crucifix that was on the wall, and I
Hmm.
wasn't feeling good. I think I was like 3 or 4, but um, so I must have had a high fever or something. But I started screaming, and my dad comes in, and he's like, "What is the matter?" And I'm like, "Jesus, he's right there at the foot of my bed. He's right there." And I wasn't sure if I you know, when you look at something for a while and then you feel like it's there. And I might have been looking at the crucifix that was beside my bed,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and my dad's like, there's nothing there. I said, he's right there. He's standing right there. I mean, like, it was really weird. And I don't know if it's because, like, I was sick and I had, like, a fever and I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't imagining these things, but it was so real to me. It was,
Wow.
I mean, to this day, I remember that. Yeah.
That's
It's kind of like my
crazy.
sleep paralysis,
Yeah.
almost. You know, like
Yeah.
I'll always like wake up and I'm like, no, it's there's something right here.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah,
it was
I've
weird.
experienced that. That's not fun. That's another episode, though, for you and I to talk about those things, Allison, because I feel like
Oh,
we could have a
she needs to be
field
part of
day on
that one
that.
because she has to deal with it.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
a
there you
bag
go.
over my head. There's no bag. Just please go to bed. I'm scared.
Oh
Oh,
my
this
God.
I
when we
went to
went to
Disney.
Florida,
Yeah.
that was scary.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's another episode. We don't have time
Yeah.
for that, Allison. That'll take a long time. But oh my gosh, that's no, those are really specific experiences that I don't think a lot of people can say they have when it comes to ghosts. Like, I think a lot of usual sort of common stories people have are I heard a noise, someone knocked on the wall, I saw like maybe a little bit of like a black shadow move around, but not full bodies, not like some people see orbs, but they don't see them multiple times in a row. Like yours sound reoccurring, and they're all like things you would assume are just fake, which is the
mm,
craziest part of all. Because like you say these stories, and I'm like, that sounds like it's straight out of a horror movie. That's
yeah,
crazy. Oh my gosh. Who would
yeah.
have thought
But now
Waltham
it's
would
just
be
like,
that?
when I look at them now, it's just kind of like, oh, there they are again. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
hey.
But
used to it.
I
Yeah.
just don't think
Yeah.
like my mother feels anything though. You know what I mean? Where I would think
Mm-hmm.
because there's so many that she'd feel something. But
Mm.
I
Sometimes you
don't
have to have
know.
the right sort of like spirituality within you. I know that it's like the kind of thing that makes people psychic mediums. It's like you have to have the right sort of, you know, spirituality or like empathy inside of you to be able to experience these things more often. So it could
Yeah.
just be that maybe you two specifically, besides, other people in your family, maybe are just more connected to, the other side and have had more experiences personally because of that.
Yeah. Well, I think I do because even like here, it's weird.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be like having like my back like
Mm-hmm.
on an opposite side and I'll feel like somebody sits next to me.
Here in this
In
Yeah.
house?
this
Yeah,
house?
like on
Nope.
on
Nope.
my bed. And I'd be like and I'd turn around because I think it's the cat.
You turn
Can
And
around
I
on
it's
the
tell you
bed?
weird.
something?
It's
Every
weird.
time, this is so weird. Every time I would go over to your house, Allison, when we would hang out in like high school or college or whatever, and when we would walk by your parents' room, I didn't like that area.
I'd have
Like I
nightmares
felt
about that
really
room.
off about it. Yeah. And then on
Really?
top of it, the attic that you're recording in right now, because I know that's where you are, that room also gave me like the heebie-jeebies a little bit.
I
But we
almost
would
get the
have
heebie-jeebies
sleepovers
too.
up there all the time. So it was just
Yeah.
kind of like whatever. Like you get over it at some point.
Yeah.
But those two rooms definitely felt the most like eerie to me.
But nobody's ever lived in this house before. That's like the
I
weirdest
know.
part.
But they called it
Well,
the
it could
Amityville Horror
be.
House.
They do. There's a nickname in our neighborhood for our house because our house sits up on a hill over the other houses.
Oh my
It looks
God.
exactly the same, but people would call it like the haunted house, the Amityville Horror House, because when there's a storm and
That's
lightning hits our
wild.
like goes behind our house, it
Oh,
looks so
true.
creepy.
But
Yeah.
it is
No, like
really
Stephen
weird.
King
I've
vibes.
felt that like 3 times already.
Well, there's a chance that possibly some of the spirits or entities at your mom's house could have attached you guys and come over to your house.
Yeah, but
And
the
you just
thing
never
that's
knew about it.
The thing that scares me though is with my
Mhm.
mom, they're bright. But when I see something here, they're dark.
Mhm.
What do you
Mm.
You
mean
know,
when you see something?
like sometimes I'll see like a shadow like
Yeah.
going into like the dining room
Mm.
and and I'll turn around and there's like nothing there, but they're dark.
Yeah.
They're not like at my
Mhm.
mom's, I feel like at least like they're
So
light.
that was my next question. What are the vibes you get at your mom's house? Evil, dangerous, happy, like good?
Like, are they positive or negative? Or somewhere
I
in
don't I,
between?
yeah,
Or does it depend where you are in the house?
yeah, I think it depends like where. Like
Mhm.
when that happened, like with Jesus going up in the air like that, I felt like more scared. Like,
Mhm.
I automatically blessed myself,
Yeah, like
thinking
something was
like,
trying to really
Yeah.
show itself to you.
yeah. And it was just kind of like, oh. And I told my mom, I
Mm.
said, you better bless yourself. I'm going to bring some holy water down here. I said, because there's
Yeah.
something. And I don't know, my mom can be like an angry person sometimes. And
Mhm.
she'll switch on a
Allison,
minute.
don't start.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. but but and other times she can be really good. But you
Yeah.
kind of wonder. It's just like,
Could it
is
be
it the
related?
presence in the house
Yeah.
that's making her like this? I don't know.
It
No,
could
that's
be.
Or just the way
that
she
It could be.
house is negative. I don't know. Every time I
Like
walk in there, I'm
spirits
like,
spirits can change your mood really easily.
yeah.
They change your emotions.
Mm.
I mean, when we were at the Lizzie Borden house, we'd walk into rooms and I'd start feeling like I was gonna cry. And then I did actually cry in one of the rooms. So it's like they play a part in your feelings in general, and it's crazy. And that
Mm.
could easily be a thing, and she just might not even recognize it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
I do have a funny ghost story to kind of end it on. Do you
Okay.
have any more though? I want to make sure I tell this at the
Um,
end in case you have more.
I don't think so.
Okay, you told me you had three, so that's why I was like,
Like today, you don't think that that's anything with the song?
no.
No. Okay.
Mm.
Um, you could say it if you want. I'm
No.
just okay.
Okay.
So this was I must have been I was in college, early college, and I would always like commute back and forth to here. And my
Mm-hmm.
mom at night would be like, "Come in here, come in here." I'm like, go to her room. Was that Charlie? Oh, okay. I thought that was Leela. Hissing. I was like,
No. No.
Hmm.
and she would be like, "Do you hear scratching in the wall? Do you hear scratching?" Because she would hear like someone scratching on the wall. I was like, "No, no." And then like one day she brings me in months later, and you hear it. You hear like this like little tiny scratches on the wall in the wall. I'm like, "Oh my God." So we're like, "There's a ghost. There's a ghost. There's something in the wall. It comes out at the same time. It's a ghost." I bring my dad in. And we're like, "Listen." He listens. And he finally hears it. And he goes, "I think those are bats. There were bats in our wall."
That's wild, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was bats in our wall.
Yeah, I don't like it when animals get in the house. It's
No,
not
we
fun.
caught like four of them up in the attic
Oh
here.
yeah,
They
and then they
were
start flying
actually like,
around
yeah, I actually
Nope.
caught one. I was just like,
Mm.
wow.
with your
Yeah,
hands.
no.
No, with the bucket.
Oh my God, Allison, she could have gotten
Yeah.
rabies. She
I
better not have caught it with
know.
her
That's why
hands.
you're
Like,
seeing things.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, never mind. These were not
Oh
actual
my
ghost stories. My
Lord.
mom just has rabies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's got into her brain now. So,
So we're just
Yeah.
humoring her.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. No, that's insane. I definitely would want to visit your grandma's house, Allison. I think that would not only make a really great like ghost hunting main channel episode, but also just in general, I want to see the vibes now myself in person, like after hearing about it. Because you've told me before that you think that okay, well, first of all, the little bit of a backstory super fast. There was this really creepy video on TikTok where I don't remember if you sent it to me or if we both saw it or something, but there are these really creepy dolls
We
that
have one
are
over there.
I know what do they look like? Are they like
They hide
bending
their face
over
like
or
this. It's
I
yeah,
over
think
they
there.
that
like
If
hide
you
their
want to get
face, you
it.
can't see their face. And
If you
there's
want me
like
to
a
get
video
it.
on TikTok of it and they're just ominous. They're awful. And you were telling me that your grandma has a bunch of those at her house.
Yes.
And I'm
this one, the
like,
porcelain one that's got the
Oh.
broken face.
Oh, I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, my grandma has a bunch of these. The
yeah.
one that I have to
And
me is not scary.
like,
Jesus.
yeah, that was like the main
Leela's on it.
story though of
Leela's laying
like
right.
what made me, oh God. That's what made me really creeped out about your grandma's house in the first place though. Like you would tell me like it was crazy all the time, but like that was the first real thing I had heard about it.
Okay.
But hearing
No,
all
no,
this now,
don't take her off.
like
Yeah.
I wanna see it. I wanna
No.
go.
So my
Experience.
grandma has a bunch of dolls, and when I say a bunch, I mean like, do you know like those? We watch Sam and Colby, so I'm just gonna use that as an example. They'll
Mhm.
like go into a room and there'll be like walls of dolls.
Yeah.
She has like that many. I mean like
Oh
hundreds.
no.
And she has
Oh, I
one.
hate that.
She has one with a shattered face, and they glued it back together. And it's like this porcelain doll. No. She has like these super old ones, like American Girl dolls, but that one that's face is glued. That's in your childhood bedroom,
Mm.
right?
Yeah, yeah, because she moved it upstairs because the head
Oh.
keeps flipping around.
I'm sorry, what?
I said the head keeps flipping around because
What?
it's very loose. It's very old.
Oh,
So
I
it's
hate that. I hate
yeah.
that
So
so
you pick it up,
much.
you have to
By
hold its head.
itself, it flips around?
No, like when you go to pick it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because that's
yeah.
where
Oh
you
my
would
God,
sleep
okay.
sometimes.
Yeah, no.
Ooh.
I just got so scared. I was like, if that
I
flipped around by
know.
itself, I'm done. I'm never going in there.
Oh my God, literally.
But no, she has so many
Hoo-wee.
dolls. So many.
Yeah.
Also, we couldn't bring the like Heidi doll out because Leela's laying on it, and we don't want to pick her up because she's
That's
comfy.
okay.
But I
No
will
worries.
attach a picture at the end of the podcast because I have a
Yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But wow. No, I can't wait for whenever you and I go and do that, whether it's next time I
Yeah.
go back to the US or something, but I can tell the next time that I go back to the US, you and I are gonna be like booked and busy all the time. We're gonna be doing so much.
My
And I
grandma's
can't
house,
wait.
Conjuring, Colonial Inn.
Oh, you
Sam
gotta
and
do
Colby's
Colby, man. I
house.
heard
What?
that's
What?
No, I'm
No.
just kidding. What?
Are you? We could.
No,
No,
we
I
can
was
do
just
it.
kidding. We could do it.
We could do it.
They went to jail for breaking and entering. Why can't we go to jail for breaking?
We're gonna
our
get
turn.
canceled.
All
We're
right.
gonna get canceled for being stalkers. Oh my God. On that
No.
note.
Mom's like, who are these people? Are these friends from school?
I know, right? Your mom's like, oh, I think I like them. We're like, yeah, we do too.
I was watching them earlier. My mom goes, is that One Direction?
well, they kind of look like it.
Wait, does she know what they look like?
Yeah.
Okay, Mama P, who's your fave? Sam or Colby?
Wait, she doesn't know who's who, though.
Yeah. Who's
Okay,
Hold on.
show her a
hair?
picture.
I'm pulling
Show
up
her
a picture.
Did she just say that she likes the dark-haired one?
Wait, you like the one with the dark hair?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh my God, she really is your mom.
Of course she is.
Yeah.
She knows what's
That
up.
means you like Colby. I could see Colby getting along with your mom beautifully.
To be honest, yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Colby,
I feel like
Sam.
Colby and your mom would hit it
Yeah.
off. Not in like a weird way, but just in like that's to set up your mom with Colby.
Colby's my stepdad? No.
He'd be like, oh, she's too old.
No, I don't know about
You're
that.
like 27. You're just a
I
year
mean,
older than
Colby
me.
flirted with a ghost, Mama P. Like he flirted with a ghost. I think you're good.
You're fine.
You're young
living.
in his book.
Yeah.
No, you're living. Like, that's like the key, you know?
With
Well,
rabies.
No!
um,
Mom, you can't
oh,
give people
never
rabies.
mind. Sorry, I just got a text message and it on my laptop it said it was from an unknown number here in Korea and I just started freaking out because all it said was hello, but it was one of my old students, so we're fine.
Oh.
I was
Hello?
just gonna be like, what a weird way to end the episode, but no, it's a normal thing. Anyway, okay.
All right, so this has been our ghost episode with
Who would have
my
thought
mom.
this would have been a ghost episode? It's ending like a giggles episode.
It really is, and I love it. Charlie, stop
But
licking your body.
anyway, so yeah, who knows if we'll ever get to hear any updates about this though. We're absolutely going to need them. And if any of you have anything to add about, any questions, comments, concerns even about these stories, you can leave them in the comments below.
Does your mom
And
actually have rabies?
yeah, right. No, she
No.
does not. She does not. She's clean, she's healthy, she's fine. But
Yeah, I took a shower. I'm clean.
Okay, that's not how to get rid of rabies, but we'll talk about that
No.
later.
oh my God, you guys go to the hospital after? Okay. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you liked it, please give us a like on the YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It would help us a lot. You can leave comments down below. Make sure you turn on our notification bell to be alerted for whenever we post a new video. You can check out our actual audio podcast on Apple Music and Spotify, pending on other locations right now. And yeah, anything else?
You can follow. Wait, did you say follow our Instagram, TikTok,
Oh, yeah,
Twitter?
that too. You can follow us on social media. We're Ghosts and Giggles with the letter N on Twitter and Instagram, and we're Ghosts and Giggles podcast on TikTok. And you can check out our main channel, Liz and Allison, for some ghost hunting. And I think that's actually everything now.
Yes, and everything will be linked in the description of our YouTube channel. So follow it there.
Yeah. Mama P, do you have anything you want to plug? Like, do you
Just
want to share
watch.
anything?
Watch.
Because
What?
huh?
Oh, watch.
Watch
Watch you guys.
Oh my God. Do you have any social media you want to share with anyone?
Do you want people to follow you on social media?
Like on Instagram?
Facebook, Instagram. Those are the only two I got.
Okay, we'll tag your
Okay.
Instagram down below.
We'll tag
Okay.
your Instagram. We will.
We're
And
still
that'll be
working
really
on
cool.
using Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm really not
No worries.
that good at that.
But
stuff,
no, you're
so-
very good at Instagram.
That's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see you always watch my Instagram stories and like my
Always
pictures,
feels
so I
like
appreciate
somebody
it.
is watching me. It's my mom. All right. So
Yeah.
All right, we will
everyone.
see you next time.
Bye.
Yes. And thank you so much. Stay spooky.
Stay spooky.